Hello everybody, Mike from the Rewatch Project and ChinStroker versus Punter here with a new series of reaction videos. Now, long-time listeners or viewers of my other shows will know that I'm a big genre, TV and movie geek, and that my primary franchises, though, are the Star franchises, namely Wars and Trek. I'm going to be reacting here to some classic Doctor Who episodes. Now, this is a franchise that I am familiar with growing up in the UK in the 70s and 80s. It's hard not to be, and I've seen many episodes of this, but somewhat casually. You know, I was one of the kids who did hide behind the sofa during the Tom Baker and early Peter Davison years, and I have watched a number of the post-2005 New Who, as I believe it's called. But it's very much been a franchise that I've never been fully invested in, so I thought it'd be interesting to go back and to rewatch these episodes and record my reactions as I watch them. Now, I'm not going to watch every episode. That would be a fool's errand, and also impossible because many of the episodes are completely unavailable due to the BBC's rather unforward-thinking policy of wiping some of their recordings of episodes. Many episodes, particularly during the Patrick Troughton years, have completely vanished. However, I found a list online, and I am happy to take suggestions from listeners if it turns out that this is in any way inaccurate, but it looks good to me, from Longish, that's longish95.blogspot.com, who has listed all of the Doctor Who episodes and rated them as being either essential, watch, maybe, or skip. Amongst the skips are the episodes that are completely unavailable. So that's longish95.blogspot.com, and it's the How to Binge Watch Classic Who. So it's the Classic Who era that I'm going to be watching on these shows, and I am going to be beginning with the first episode of the original serial from 1963, I believe, and that is called An Unearthly Child. So I'm going to hit play on that now and let you know what this lifelong Star Trek and Star Wars fan who grew up in Britain in the 1970s and 80s thinks of the original Doctor Who. So let's see what we got here. Classic themes there from the very beginning. That's good to know. I believe these episodes, whilst they weren't broadcast live, were largely shot live in a studio environment. Very little post-production, so I'm quite aware of what to expect from a staginess perspective. I am going to talk all the way through this, by the way, so if that bothers you, I suggest you don't watch reaction videos, and I will cut long periods of silence as well. It's the TARDIS! An Unearthly Child. I had a TARDIS Easter egg when I was a kid during the early Peter Davison years. That was the closest dalliance I had with Doctor Who fandom. I really thought that it was going to be like a real TARDIS as well, like I could open the doors of the Easter egg and put my arm in and it would just disappear due to the bigger on the inside nature of that. But of course, that was stupid and it didn't. And it was like an optical illusion thing in there to make it look big.
Hand over the class to her.
No, not quite.
One thing.
Yeah, jolly
I must talk
bollocks.
to someone about this, but I don't want to get the girl into trouble. And I know you're going to tell me I'm imagining things.
Well, there must be a simple answer somewhere.
Starting with
Well,
an intriguing
what?
mystery.
We'll have
That's
to
a great
find out for
idea.
ourselves, won't we?
Of course, early 60s. The toffishness of old England brushing up against the hepcats of the early counterculture.
Susan?
Oh, I'm sorry.
So are these guys going to be his
Yeah.
companions, I'm guessing,
Is that the book you're promising?
Yes.
for these early
Thank you very
episodes?
much.
Be careful, Susan. There'll probably be fog again tonight. See you in the morning.
Be careful,
I said
Susan,
so.
there will be blackguards
Night.
afoot.
Good night.
Good night, Susan.
Ne'er-do-wells. It's good to see that the tradition of school kids being played by 25-year-olds was in full effect even in the early 60s.
I've seen far worse.
It's
The
shot on
truth is,
video.
we're curious about Susan, and we won't be happy until we know some of the answers.
Well, you can't just pass it off like that. I thought I was just being a busybody. I'd go straight home. She said she thought we were on the decimal system.
She's the unearthly child.
I'm sorry, Miss Wright.
Don't be silly, Susan.
Yes, it's a bit obvious, isn't it?
Interesting use
Well,
of
I'm
POV
not
there.
trying to be rude, but couldn't we deal with two active chemicals?
Who is absolutely brilliant at some things and excruciatingly bad.
Great idea to bring the audience in through surrogate characters, presumably entering into the world of the Doctor.
Look, can we go in? I hate to think of her alone in that place.
She might be meeting a boy. Didn't that occur to you?
I almost hope she is.
Not a boy.
What do you mean?
Well, it would be so wonderfully normal.
I can't help but feel that there's a bit of Quatermass influence going on here. That had been a phenomena. The TV version of that, I believe, caused a bit of a cause célèbre in the late 50s. Not sure exactly of the chronology there, but this definitely feels of a piece with Quatermass.
What a mess. I'm not turning over any of this stuff to find her.
Over there?
I'd be curious to know, listeners, what the reaction was to this when it started. Was it an instant phenomenon?
A torch.
Well, use a match.
I haven't got any. Susan! Mr. Chesterton and Miss Wright.
I'm going to have a lot of questions, by the way. So, rewatchprojectpodcast@gmail.com.
God help
Thank you.
without us.
Or
Ian?
message on the YouTube channel.
Yes.
What, it's a police box. What on earth's he doing here? These things are usually on the street.
So the police box was a
Feel it.
contemporary
Feel it,
item
you feel it?
in the 60s.
It's a faint vibration.
It's alive.
It's interesting that they've never tried to change or update that. I guess it's so iconic that you just accept the fact that
It's not connected to anything, unless it's through the floor.
it's
Look,
tied
I've
to
had
an era.
enough. Let's go and find a policeman.
Oh. Doctor Who. It's only ruddy Doctor Who. Oh, he's got a scarf as well.
There you are, Grandfather.
I love that he's got a key. Grandfather. Okay.
What do you want?
He's a
One of
prickly
our
bugger, isn't he?
pupils, Susan Foreman, came into this yard.
Really? Not to be desired.
You opened the door.
There's nothing in there.
Then what are you afraid to show us?
Afraid? Oh, go away.
You tell him.
I think we'd better go and fetch him.
It's bigger on the inside. Right, I mean, it looks like the TARDIS.
Close the door, Susan.
I'm really surprised by how much of what one thinks of Doctor Who is here.
I believe these people are known to you.
But it was a police telephone box. I walked all round it.
He's really struggling with this,
You
isn't
don't
he?
deserve any explanations. You pushed your way in here uninvited.
But I want to understand.
It's theatre, isn't it, this?
Yes.
I suppose it has to be, because of the way that they recorded
I
it.
managed to find a replacement. Then by showing an enormous building on your television screen, you can do what seemed impossible, couldn't you?
Well, yes, but I still don't.
Not quite clear, is it? I can see by your face that you're not certain. You don't understand. I knew you wouldn't. Never mind. Now,
Science is magic.
No. Ah, yes. That is it. The point is not whether you understand. What is going to happen to you?
TARDIS? I don't understand you, Susan. Well, I made up the name TARDIS from the initials, time and relative dimension in space. I thought you'd both understand when you saw the different dimensions inside from those outside.
I tolerate this century, but I don't enjoy
It's
it.
got a Willy Wonka
Have you
energy
ever
about it.
thought what it's like to be wanderers in the fourth dimension? But one day, we shall get back.
Own planet.
Yes, one day. One day.
See, pause for a second. I know nothing about the mythology of Doctor Who. I know he's a Time Lord. I know he's from Gallifrey. He's got two hearts. That's it. So, yeah, I'm trying to absorb as much of this as I can.
It's true. Every word of it's true. I understand these people better than you. Their minds reject things they don't understand.
Gosh, yeah, they flub the dialogue. They just got to keep on going, haven't they?
He can't keep us here.
It's no use. You can't get out. He won't let you go.
Some pretty thoughtful, caring teachers in 1960s England, by the look of it.
Close the doors from over there. I saw him.
teachers and police officers were still held in quite high regard by
Which control operates the door? I'll have to risk it myself.
Kind of an antagonist, isn't he, here, the Doctor? Whereas this teacher guy's kind of the hero, being shown as the heroes.
What on earth do you think you're doing? I'd rather eat the TARDIS than you.
Grandfather.
Now you're being sentimental and
Is this going to get explained?
I mean it.
He has a granddaughter?
Very well. Then you must go with them.
So he has kids.
Are you coming?
Got Peter Cushing energy going on here now. Oh, there it is. All-time great sound effects in science fiction. $6 Million Man's jump, the swoosh of the lightsaber, and the roar of a TIE fighter. And they're off. Visual representation of the travel. The kind of Grateful Dead back projection aesthetic going on there. It's got a lot of charm, this is. I don't mean that condescendingly. You see, this is the greatness of the concept of Doctor Who, isn't it? Anywhere, anytime, anything. Doesn't get much broader and open and blank canvas than that. That's a great image. We got a cliffhanger. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. That's a great way to bring people into a universe. You know, as I said, having that audience surrogate characters, learning what's happening as we are, it provides the opportunity for exposition. Obviously, this is a low budget, as they all were, I suppose, BBC drama from 1963, so shot on video. Largely studio bound. I believe they actually edited as they went in the same way that they would a live TV show, although I don't think they were actually broadcast live, but that means that all of the it's all about, I guess, the pre-production and the production itself, for as very little is happening in post. Hartnell, brings a kind of cranky, fun energy as the Doctor. It's got enough of that kind of jolly hockey sticks Britishness as well to add to the charm. Yeah, this was kind of what I expected it would be. And I'm really looking forward to watching more. Like I say, I've grown up on 60s Star Trek, also a lot of Hammer movies as well. So it's very much in my milieu, even though I've never really been that much of a Doctor Who fan. So I'm looking forward to watching this. As I mentioned, the list that I'm working off is longish95.blogspot.com. Please do leave comments here to let me know any behind-the-scenes nuggets or any thoughts that you've got about the episodes that I should continue watching. But I will watch all of the Unearthly Child serial and then move on to, I believe, the Daleks is the next one there. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to watching more Doctor Who. So please do feedback at rewatchprojectpodcast@gmail.com. Check out our main show, The Rewatch Project with Hannah and Mike, where we review entire franchises or runs of TV shows or movie series. Also check out ChinStroker versus Punter, my other podcast. All of that's on YouTube. All of those are also on your various podcatchers. This will just be on YouTube as it's kind of like a little fun side thing that I'm doing. And I'll probably get these out pretty regularly. So I'll see you again soon for An Unearthly Child Part 2. See you later.